What do you want to be known for? I don't know. I want to help people. Okay, cool. Bam. Doesn't help us.
We get asked this question all the time, all the time. And the level of this question dives layers upon layers, and that's the discussion that we're going to go across today, which is the question of to niche or not to niche.
That is the question. To niche or not to niche, but more importantly, what niche should I choose? Where's the money? Where's the money at, Linny? Where's the money at, Keri?
I think the first assumption is that we assume everybody knows what a niche is. So do you want to briefly just quickly describe for those that, in case we don't want to make their assumption, what is a niche?
Yeah, so what we might start off with is the good old trusty whiteboard over here that we have. And a niche is just being able to dive into a category and going a little bit more specific. And it's not so much what the niche is, it's so much so how deep do you go? And, we can start with men, we can start with women, right? In itself is a category. We wouldn't classify niche. We begin to classify this as a category. So if you begin to pick one and you go, hey, who should I begin to pick? Should I pick men or should I pick women? Okay, brilliant. I'm going to pick women. And then we go into subcategories of that. So we can then begin to go, okay, what type of women do you want to pick? Do you want to work with working women that are working? Do you want to work about single women? What about mums? What about women who have a hobby in powerlifting? What about women who have a hobby in bodybuilding? So right now what you're going to notice is I am looking for categories and micro communities. Very, very important word. Most people, how they define niche is they go men 16 to 24. Now that doesn't really tell me anything. That's not really a niche. If you're going to pick men 16 to 24, young men, that's not really a niche. What I'm trying to look for when we talk about niche is what are the common themes? What are the common themes or common interests that they have together? Women that are all interested in bodybuilding. That's cool. Okay, great. Women that are all interested in mums. Women that are all mums. Sorry, I said mums twice. I meant powerlifters. Women that are all high working professional women. And so when we dive into this, the question is, how deep do we go? Because when you begin to choose this category, the question is, do we go deep? I'm going to give my opinion and Keri's going to give hers. And then in that sense, if we do go deep, how deep do we go? Because we've all heard of the saying, the riches are in the niches or the niches, depends on which part of the world you come from. What do we say, Keri? Do we say niches or niches? I say both.
We say niche. I know, you interchange.
Like a quiche, like food. Yeah, I say niche. No, I very rarely say niche. That sounds weird to me. I say niche, but also that sounds weird. Both of them sound weird. It's really weird. Anyway, so the topic of discussion is why do we niche? Why do we niche down? And the argument and the logical argument here is it is much easier. It is much easier to begin to find somebody specific than it is to be general. It's easier to stand out if you niche down and then you target a specific type of person with a specific type of interest that doesn't have a lot of competition in it. That's one way to look at this thing. So the question that I'm sure we get asked every single time, which is at the top of any client that comes in to work with us, is what niche should I pick? And K-Bod, what do you tell them? What do you tell them? Do you niche? Do you not niche? What is the advice that you have to somebody in terms of what niche do I pick? Because a lot of the times I want to work with busy CEOs. who have the credit cards, who have the money, and we go, okay, cool. So I want to just discuss that and explore and deep dive into the psychology behind whether or not we niche. What do you think? Are you a niche? You're not a niche.
I'm definitely Anisha, but to bring it a little bit back to start with, I think a question or an idea that I always get brought up with is that when someone wants to help, they recognize that the whole world needs help, that we have epidemics of obesity, epidemics of children obesity, of the world just going into a very vicious cycle of eating disorders, of detoxes, of what the fitness industry sells to them as a quick fix, right? So the whole world needs to get fixed.
Mm.
Then the second part that happens is that when you think about your own business, you want to go where the money is. And
Follow
so
the money is
follow the
common
money.
term.
And a very common misconception is when people come to me and they say, I want to work with busy CEOs. And I ask them, why? And they say to me, because they're my best clients at the moment. And I go, great. What makes them a great client? They pay on time. They rock up. And I go, you've just described attributes of a great client. That is not because of the person or the demographic of who they are. It's because they're a great client. Because they
For sure. So, Keri, cutting directly into the meat, are you a niche or you're not a niche? And to answer that further, how do you help somebody find a niche or not find a niche but still grow their business?
I'm a niche. And my first point of a question back to you as someone who wants to try and find a niche is, tell me your own fitness journey and tell me your own journey so far.
Why? Why do you ask that question?
The first being, I'm trying to find your connections of you as a leader, of what is making you so passionate to expand your message and to build a movement.
Yeah. Why?
Because without a message and without speaking to someone directly, you're speaking to no one.
Okay. What does that mean? I've heard that before. I'm sure a lot of people will hear that. Without, if you don't speak to anybody, you're not speaking to anybody. Is that what you said? I think I just screwed up the quote. But yeah, go on and just explain kind of your thought process behind this. So a niche is an interest, right? Subcategories. We start with men, we go into women, we then break it down to their interests, not their age, because a lot of people start to go, I want to target young men, 18 to 24. And I go, okay, well, that's still broad. Cool. You got 18 to 24-year-old men. What are their interests? Do they like hockey? Do they like anime? Do they like playing video games? Do they like, where are these young men? Where do they hang out? What's the kind of community that they're in right now? You need to find the interest as opposed to the demographic. You start with the demographic, men 18, 24, and then you start to think about, okay, well, what's their interest?
That's really funny that you say that, because I actually work backwards from that. I go, what are the interests of the type of people that you want to work with?
Yep.
Who would you enjoy working with the most? Enjoy leading the most? You're passionate about doing? What is it? Is it powerlifting? Is it bodybuilding? Is it one of these categories? And then I kind of go, right, so who are these people that need it?
Brilliant. I like that. Cool. Bodybuilding, powerlifting. Are they workers? Are they looking for high performance?
I want to also use an example that is maybe less common. I was speaking to Samantha this morning, and she wants to work with autoimmune mums.
Mums that have autoimmune disease. Here we go. So we have mums, and then we have specifically autoimmune. That in itself is a niche. You could have mums with diabetes. It's also a diabetes niche. So this is really important. So first and foremost, I'm very sure most of you will know I'm a nicher. I'm a big nicher, but our core beliefs, Keri, is that we don't find, I don't go where the money is. Because the money would be in CEOs, business owners that have $5 million businesses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't go where the money is, because the money will only get you so far if you don't have passion and if you don't have a reason for what it is that you're doing. Have you seen this, Keri, happen? Do you agree with this statement?
For sure.
If you go where the money is, the money will only get you so far, because what it takes to build a business requires you to build systems and processes around delivery, systems and processes around marketing, systems and processes around sales, and then being able to motivate your people that the thing that you're doing has impact in the world. You want to drive people, you need a vision, you must have passion for it. Most people are not driven by money. They're only driven by money when they don't have money. And then when they get a little bit of money, they're not motivated anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really, really important, because if you're starting out a business and the first questions we ask, and Keri asks, is what are you passionate about? What are you interested in? What do you want to be known for? Is the only complete statement that you must be able to answer. What do you want to be known for? And this is how many blanks we get all the time. I don't know. I want to help people. Okay, cool. Bam. Doesn't help us. What do you want to be known for? And if that's a question that you can't answer right now, it is the question that you need to answer if you're going to build a business and compete in 2019. If that question is a question that you're listening to this right now and you go, Lynn, I don't know. Great, cool. Time for you to figure it out. Because if you don't, your business isn't going to take off. Not now, not with all the competition, not with all the new Instagram people coming up, not with all the new trainers and coaches that come into the industry, not with all the celebs, not with all the noise. And I think that's something that we hammer hard on inside of the 1%. Like, what do you want to be known for? And are you willing to do whatever it takes to be the best at that? Further to that, why is that our two singular statements? What do you want to be known for? Is that an important statement, do you think, Keri, for people to figure out?
People buy a result, right? We established that in the last couple of episodes. People buy a result. And when you sell fitness, they can get fitness everywhere. That is not.
Great.
So when you sell CEO a result, what would that be? If someone were to sell you, Lynn, on a result.
Yeah. Cool. If you're trying to target me and you want to go, Lynn, I want to be your online coach. I want to help you get into shape. I'm like, I don't care. I don't have so much of it. That's not my top priority right now. So you must know who you're talking to, and you must know what it is that they desire the most. What does this person want the most? This is all types of different demographics. For a lot of people that target high-end CEOs that have money, right? They go, I'm going to help you get in shape. And that CEO looks at them and says, well, that's not a good offer. I don't really want that. That's like fifth on the thing. If someone was to target me, you'd have to go, Lynn, do you know why your business is not where it is? Do you know why you're not performing at the level that you should be performing at? It's because you're not optimized. Your health's out of whack, your sleep's out of whack, your food's out of whack. You're not accountable to anybody right here. I'd love to be able to coach you over the next 30 days to try this out with you and see how I can optimize you and get you better. And in 30 days, I'm going to show you how we can double or triple your production. And then if you enjoy that, if you enjoy us working together over the next 30 days and you find value in it, then hey, we'll talk about what we can do over the next 12 months. Now, if someone came up to me and made that offer, I know they were ballsy, and I'd be like, bullshit, right? But if someone was ballsy enough, then I'd be like, sweet, let's give it a try. Let's give it a crack. What do you got? Show me. And most coaches, most personal trainers, first and foremost, don't even think in this quantum field. They just think, most personal trainers think this: I'm a personal trainer. I give out a diet. I give out a training. That is all. The problem, the reason why you're not growing your fucking business is because you're thinking about what you offer and not what the person needs, and not what the person wants. You're thinking about what you got. Well, then all I have is personal training knowledge on how many reps to do, how many sets to do, how to do the reps, how to do the sets, how much time to rest, how much you should eat. But you're not thinking about what your prospect or your niche, what they desire the fucking most, and you're not trying to innovate to solve that problem, which is why you'll never ever, which is why most fail. And they're too afraid to take that step. You're a problem solver. Like, the more problems you solve, the more money you'll get paid. The problem is right now, you're not solving any problems because you're not even looking at the problem. You're looking at your own product. You're going, this is what I do. You're not looking at me or your ideal client, and you're not going, hey, here's what you struggle with, man. And here's how I can help you. And if you can't help, what skills need to involve in your little toolkit in order for you to solve that problem so that you can get paid? Because I know Keri, after this, we'll have a ton of people going, well, then, I don't know how to do that. I go, fantastic, figure it out, my friend. And then you'll get paid. The world is evolving. What got you to where you are isn't going to get you to where you want to go. If you want to keep making $1,000 a week, getting PT cash payments for upfront payments, working the gym, then don't evolve. In fact, inflation will ensure that you go back, and competition will ensure that you go back over time. But if you want to be the best, then it's the cycle of figuring out what problems your target, your niche has, and then crafting the perfect solution by you taking on different skill sets. I think that's key. And most people don't do that because most people go, here's what I know, training, nutrition. I would just help mums with training and nutrition. And it's like, well, you didn't really create anything for mums apart from giving them a training and nutrition plan. You didn't actually see what problems they had as a mother. There is so much more you can do for mums.
Why do they want training and nutrition in the first place?
Why do they want that? That's such a good point, Keri. Here's the reality. Here's the big kicker. Here's why everyone in the 1% is going to kick your ass. Here it is. Because you're solving surface level problems. You're solving symptoms, right? I need to lose weight, right? I need to lose weight. Oh my God, I'm binge eating. You're solving these problems. And I need to get more toned. Surface level problems. And so your competition, supply versus demand, here's all your competition. The rest of the fitness industry is solving these problems. And so when it comes down to you trying to stand out, you can't. I get everybody in the 1% to go a few layers deeper. What's really the problem? We go down to a deeper layer. We go down, okay, well, their habits are a problem. They don't have good habits. Okay, great. Why might somebody not have good habits? Well, they might be stuck around a bad environment. Okay, why might that be? Well, it's simply because of the way they see themselves, their own identity of who they are at their core. Oh, fuck, Lynn, that's really deep. Shit, if you can change somebody's identity, and you can change all of these symptoms that they have. If you can change somebody's idea, and this is the reality. This isn't personal training, man. Like, this has nothing to do with personal training. I'm sorry, as a personal trainer, great. Like, you solve these rep, but you're out, you're capped, you're done, end of the line, evolve. Coach, be relentless about learning how to get somebody results. How do you actually get somebody to follow through? How do you get somebody to take action? Why aren't they taking action? Who's around them? Positive, negative environment. What about their thoughts, their feelings? What about their habits, their routines? Have you ever thought about what forms and creates habits? And so inside of the fitness industry, what we see a whole bunch of people regurgitating the same shit everyone else is regurgitating, but very few people are actually questioning why and how. I love the fitness industry because there's a whole bunch of people playing up here, and there aren't a lot of thinkers that think about psychological effects, that think about environmental effects, that think about habitual effects, that think about the way somebody views themselves, their identity of who they are. And so it begs to differ. And this is the leap. Because a lot of people will go, well, that's out of my realm. And I go, fantastic. Well, you're just going to get crushed. The message that I wanted to share with you and Keri and everyone inside of the 1% is that there is growth that is happening, because all of the information that we're getting so much information, our minds, our bodies, our thoughts, we can't keep up with it. We don't know how to deal. And we've lost focus, we've lost discipline, and we've lost the ability to follow through. And this goes deeper because as a personal trainer, you're not going to make money. You need to evolve and be a coach. Almost be a coach, be a consultant, and be a mentor. Those three: coach, consult, and mentor. What does that mean? Well, you're going to need to figure this game out. You're going to need to look at your own patterns. And remember that episode, Keri, where we talked about lead by example, where you were like, what do they need to do? They need to lead by example. Okay, well, this is a perfect example. Can you change yourself first? How do you get rid of toxic people? How do you change your habits? We talk about this. You know you should be putting out content every day, just like your client should be training consistently, but you don't. So until you figure out that game for yourself, you can't liberate the people you're trying to help. So that's surface level problems. Whereas if you go in deeper and start asking, how do I get results for these people? What do I need to learn? What do I need to test? What do I need to prove? And you move away from this isn't my field. And it's like, well, make it your field. Take on that responsibility to learn. Here's the reality. Business was not my field. Fuck that. I graduated as a physio. I was a personal trainer. Marketing was not my field. Sales was not my field. Being a CEO was not my field. Right? Personal development and breakthrough was not my field. I'm not a Tony Robbins. But you know what I did? I made it my field. And the reasons why I made it my field was because I was committed to results. And the only way that I could get results is if I started to use all of these tools to actually learn them to get the results. And if you're not committed to results, you'll sit back there and go, well, it's not my field. And I go, well, game over for you, buddy. You lose. Game over. Like, if you're not willing to get good, what makes you think people will follow you? I'm going to hammer this home. If you're not willing to be the best, what makes you think that people are going to follow you in this day and age when they have so much choice? And I hammer this home to our clients and I go, guys, like, I'm building an army, Keri. We are building an army of elite coaches that are going to go, I know marketing, I know sales, I know how to coach, I know how to lead, I know how to mentor, I know how to consult, and I will destroy my competition because they are selling to my same prospect, but they can't deliver a good enough experience such as me. I know it sounds lethal. It's crazy, but this is what it really takes to build a successful business, and not, this is the mindset that it takes. It's not the mindset of, oh, I'm going to I'm going to try a little bit and see how it works. I'm going to do a little. It's like you go all in and you master your craft, or you die, or you get left behind.
Can I define a couple of things? So I think something that someone might assume when they first talk about a niche is that they deliver training and nutrition to the niche. But the reality is that when we create you as an online coach, we create you as a coach. We don't create you as an online personal trainer. And that is a very, very clear distinction.
Correct.
The coach is the person that moves them, is that keeps them accountable, is that makes them a better person of who you are as a coach.
Keri, the coach asks this question: what do I need to do to get my client to move, to take action, to get results? The personal trainer says this: hey, I gave you your diet, I gave you your nutrition, off you go. You didn't do it? Oh, fuck. We'll do it tomorrow. Right? This is a PT. Here's PT. Here's coach. Here's consultant. Here's mentor. One fucking target. How do I get this person to move? PT, here's your diet. Here's your training. Off you go. Goodbye. Oh, you didn't do the work? Oh, you dropped off? And this is why so many online PTs have clients leave after 2, 3, 4 weeks. This was me when I first started out. I was this person. I was this guy. I needed to evolve because this guy was leaking and dying, and money was just not coming in, and the money that came in came out. And this is what we see. And it's true too, because so many PTs are sold this pipe dream of building an online business, making 7 figures. You know, we see the ads inside of Facebook. We see tons and tons selling them the shiny opportunity. It's like, you're not gonna do it, dude. And this is the shit that happens. It's like, cool, you might make money for a month. You might make money for 2 months. You might make money for 3 months, but then what? Can you build something that lasts for years? Can you build a movement? Can you build a legacy? What's going to happen next year? What happens when that tactic runs out, when it runs dry? You know, we see so many bait and switches. Sell a 21-day program, tell them it's free, and then it's not really free. Sell it for $2.99 and tell them that that's the deposit money, and they'll get it back if they lose 100 kilos in 21 days. Oh, don't give them the money back because they didn't lose 100 kilos and they missed out on one little script. And that's not a good way to build business. It's not a good way to build business. It's not a good way to be known for something. You'll never get far that way. Not in my eyes. So this is the evolution that we talk about. There's PT, and I go, if you want to be an amazing PT, awesome, go and be one in the gym. Go and be one in the gym, right? Don't step foot inside of the online space. You'll get crushed. You won't even know what hit you. It's a different ballgame. If you want to go into the online space, there's an evolution that must take place in your mind. The evolution, Keri, is how do I get my client to move? Why are they not moving? What stories are they telling themselves? Who are they surrounding themselves by? Did I do everything I could to make the process simple? Did I explain it? Did I communicate better? Did I not communicate clearly enough? Was I not a good enough coach? Did I not call them out on their bullshit? Did they not enter my frame? All of these things that I've learned over the last 2 years to figure out what creates movement in people. Because that's the only thing that matters. Because if they move, they'll get results. If they don't move, they stop, they leave, they fail. We always start out with,
off topic.
we always start out with to niche and not to niche, and then we figured out it's not about the niche. At the end of the day, it's figuring out, it's the vision, it's the result that you want to own. There's one key thing I want everyone to take away from this. It's what is the one result you want to be known for, and how are you going to evolve to get that result? Because you're not going to get it just being a PT. No way. Good luck. Keri, is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up episode number 5, possibly 6? I'm not.
Long story short, we are big niches. of niching down, to be very specific.
Yeah.
But with the caveat that your niche is something that you want to build a legacy for.
Yeah.
It is something that you are passionate about, and being their leader, being their expert.
For sure.
Not to make money from.
Correct. And we'll talk about money, I'm sure, in another podcast, and how much that's going to drive you. And this is what I've seen time and time and time again. Money won't get you very far. Money will get you out of the pit, out of the pressure pit, out of being dying to being hungry, right? But it won't actually drive you. And so food for thought for you guys today, especially because there's a lot of personal trainers listening to this. You need to evolve in the online game because you'll die. And I'm telling you this because of my own experience and experience that I see out of countless coaches. And I go, if we have a look at one of our top performers, Kitty, she's got 537 recurring clients. She's not a personal trainer. She has that shit down pat. She's evolved. She's a strength coach. She's a nutritionist. She's a mindset coach. She's a leader. She fucking takes ownership. And then she has 537 high-end clients paying her every month $200-300 a month, which is why she's built a multiple seven-figure business. And it's not because she was a PT. It's not because she's running challenges. It's because of all these attributes that she has. And so if you want to do something online and you're not willing to evolve, don't go online. You can do it. You can have an amazing business offline. But if you do go into the online space, understand that you need to evolve to play the game. I've got 4,000 people that added me as friends, and we're friends on Facebook who are PTs, and I've not seen them do shit online for the last 3, 4, 5 years. Same fucking place. Because they have been unable to evolve. That is it.
Yesterday wasn't easy. I had to say goodbye to my best friend. Thought to the end we'd be homies.